morning. How are you today?
I'm fine, sir.
Good. Please introduce yourself without giving your name. Few sentences.
Okay, sir. So I completed my graduation from DICS College with Bachelor of Arts in Economics as my major subject and Political Science as my subsidiary subject.
You can remove your mask.
You have been vaccinated? Have you taken your vaccine?
Yes, sir. I've taken my first dose, but second dose is pending.
When is it due?
Sir, it was due from 29th July. So maybe in 1 or 2 days I'll be booking the slot and taking the vaccine.
Okay. So what is the gap between vaccines these days? What is the duration of a number of days that one has to wait between first dose and second dose? What is the current policy of the government?
Sir, in current policy, there should be a gap of more than 3 months between the 2 doses.
Okay. So, any interest in hobbies that you have?
Sir, usually when I get free time, I bake cakes and cookies.
Oh, good. Any plans of converting that into your home business or something like that?
Sir, I have not pursued any plan for converting into home business, but I think that I would extend my interest by providing cakes and cookies to children who are there in some orphanages also.
Okay, that's a very noble thought. So, now you have done your bachelor's in arts and economics, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now, the pandemic has seriously affected small and medium-sized business owners.
Yes, sir.
It has affected our economy also.
Yes, sir.
What is the kind of impact that they're expecting on the GDP because of the pandemic? Any idea?
Yes, sir. In the current year, we are seeing that our GDP may decrease, and in fact, in the current previous quarters, the GDP was decreasing. But now, since we are taking certain steps and we are accelerating our
Okay, so now GDP increase or decrease is calculated from the previous year,
yes, sir.
right?
Yes, sir.
What was the last financial year? When did it close?
Sir, I don't have any idea.
The last financial year closed in?
Sir, it closed in February, on 28th February, and it started from March.
Okay. So when does the financial year start? It starts from 1st of March?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Right. So financial year starts from 1st of April. It finishes on 31st of March. Okay. All books have to be closed for 31st March. Now my question is, GDP increase or decrease is calculated from the previous years. Base is taken as previous years. Right?
Yes, sir.
So is the GDP likely to increase or decrease in this year? You said that GDP has decreased in the previous quarter. Is that really the case? Has the GDP decreased in the previous quarter? It has increased.
Sir, in the previous year it was decreased, but now we are seeing that it is increasing.
Okay, so quarter ending June
Yes, sir.
2021,
Yes.
has it increased or has it decreased?
Sir, I do not have.
Okay. By what time do we expect the effect of pandemic to be out of the system? By what time do we expect to get back to pre-pandemic economic growth rates and GDP?
So maybe within a year we would be able to come back to the previous levels of economic activities.
So that's a guess that you make, right?
Yes.
Okay. Now, when you look at the local businesses in Gujarat, they have also suffered quite a lot. What are the kind of measures that Gujarat government can take to make it easier for the local businesses to recover from this pandemic event?
Sir, Gujarat government, firstly we need to provide the financial lending activities. We need to accelerate for the local businesses such as for the tourism sector or for the dairy cooperatives which has been affected hugely.
Okay, how has the dairy cooperative been affected?
Sir, the demand for the milk decreased because of there was a decline in the restaurants and hotels, so definitely it affected the demand from the cooperative sector, and so that way it has affected.
Okay. Now, whenever in a dairy business, if the demand for milk reduces, what do they do with the milk? Does it go waste or is it converted into some other economic product? Okay. So out of the local businesses, your concern is for dairy business and second you said was tourism. Tourism and dairy. Any other sector that requires help?
Sir, yes, sir. Many industrial houses were also shut down. Their economic activities were shut down.
You mean manufacturing?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So what is it that you would recommend to Gujarat government? How it can help these businesses, tourism, dairy, manufacturing?
Sir, first is financial empowerment.
How do you do financial empowerment of business?
By easing or liberalizing the lending activities.
Okay. And
Sir, apart from that, we also need to raise some employment opportunities for those daily wage workers and migrant sections of the
I'm
society.
asking you about the businesses, not about individuals. What can be done to help the businesses? Okay. So now the next thing that you were saying about the daily wage workers and migrants. Okay. What can be done to help them?
We can, sir, firstly we need to take steps so that the reverse migration process which is taking place needs to be stopped at first. And secondly, we need.
Are we still having reverse migration?
Yes, sir. Recently during the pandemic, it was seen that we had reverse migration.
You are talking of the lockdown period, which
Yes,
happened 1 year ago. After that, I think migrant labor has come back to Gujarat. Have they not?
Yes, sir. But then again during the second wave of pandemic, there were some cases of reverse migration. So.
Okay. So, what do we do about that? What are your suggestions?
So we need to create employment opportunities for the unskilled and semi-skilled workers in the urban areas, and
But these are migrant laborers.
for migrant laborers, and for
They, in any case, move wherever the employment is there. They do not, they move wherever the employment is there. How do we create opportunities for them?
because sir, many of the
How do we do it? That's okay, that's theoretical, it's a great question. How do we do it?
sir, we can start with the infrastructure development activities
Okay? Right.
at construction sites.
Okay. Can you tell me some of the schemes of Gujarat government or central government which are directed towards this purpose of helping small business owners or manufacturers or others? Do you know of any such schemes?
So for the financial empowerment, we have Mudra scheme, which give the credit and lending activities which it undertakes, and there are some states which have
We are talking of Gujarat. You are operating for Gujarat GPSC, right?
Yes,
Okay. So tell me about Gujarat. Any scheme that you know of Gujarat government? Okay. Any other central scheme other than Mudra that you know about?
for the specifically for MSME sector.
Yes.
So I'm unable to recollect.
Do you know anything about production linked incentive scheme? PLI is called.
Yes, sir.
What is that?
Sir, under the production linked incentive scheme, if there is an increment in the production levels, then 4 to 6% of the incentive is provided by the government.
What is the base year for that?
Base year, I'm not sure about the base year.
Are you aware there is a base year? It is not.
Yes, sir. It is on the basis of some year. If there is an increment from that base year in the production level.
Okay. Right. So, is this your first attempt at GPSC or you are also preparing for UPSC?
Sir, I also gave attempts for the UPSC.
Okay, right. Now, the number of women entrepreneurs
Yes, sir.
who of late have started moving into entrepreneurship. Gujarat has a very long tradition of women entrepreneurs. Okay. Give me some example of women entrepreneurs who are known for encouraging entrepreneurship amongst women?
So there is one organization which is based in Ahmedabad, that is Seva. So it gives empowerment to the women and also provide employment.
Who's the person behind Seva right now?
Ila.
Okay. Why are you so underconfident? Yes, Ila is there. And what is full form of Seva?
Self-employed working association.
Women's Association. Okay. So when it comes to entrepreneurship, right, what can be done to encourage entrepreneurship amongst women? Because women should be equally part of the productive labor force. Their contribution to the GDP should be equal to them.
Yes, sir. So, women, in my opinion, face two problems. Firstly, they are not able to undertake the following activities. They are not able to take loans under their names. And the second thing is they are paid very less at every level of the economic activity. So, we need to take steps to ensure parity of the income levels and also to boost the financial position.
Now we are looking at entrepreneurship, right?
Yes, sir.
So their income from the entrepreneurship, how is it affected by gender?
So,
Because they're not in job. In job, yes, that is a no problem. Compared to their male counterparts, females are paid less.
yes.
Does that happen in entrepreneurship as well? Are they forced to sell the products at a lesser rate or something like that?
No, sir, right.
So then that is not relevant.
Yes.
Anything else other than loans that we can do to encourage entrepreneurship?
Yes, sir. We need to empower them socially because usually in urban areas, women are seen that they by their own do not want to pursue any economic activity or undertake any entrepreneurship. So we need to create awareness around them.
Okay, then are there any specific entrepreneurship encouraging schemes of Gujarat government for women?
Sir, there is one such scheme for women that is Mahila Utkarsh Yojana. And
What happens in that? What are the...
sir, it provides loan activities to empower and accelerate economic activities among the women section.
So it is directed towards women entrepreneurs?
Sir, basically it empowers women self-help groups.
Okay, self-help groups. Right?
Yes.
So not necessarily individuals.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Okay, so can you please repeat your educational background?
Sir, I completed my education with economics as my major subject and political science as my subsidiary subject.
So you are postgraduate or graduate?
Sir, graduate.
Graduate. Okay. So tell me, you must be aware about current ongoing situation in Afghanistan,
Yes, sir.
how Taliban is occupying territories.
Yes, sir.
So what are your views on engaging with Taliban? India engaging with Taliban diplomatically.
Sir, India here has a crucial role to play because at one part in Afghanistan we are undertaking infrastructure activities, and on the other part, with the pushing out of the US from the Afghanistan, there is rise of Taliban activities. So, but Taliban undertakes Pakistan-sponsored terrorism activities which can affect the internal security of India. So we need to take a stand where it does not harm our economic relations and also sees towards our internal security.
And what would be that stand?
Sir, we can, with the making of group of associations with other countries, we can undertake the peace process and negotiating with the Taliban and taking into confidence the Afghanistan government as well.
Okay, so we should side with Afghanistan government or the Taliban.
So we should not take a unilateral stand, but we should only stand for the peace process, and it should be neutral stance.
Okay. In one of your answers, you said that you would not like to pursue cooking as your hobby, or as a profession, but you love to bake some cakes for orphanage children, as you said.
Yes, sir.
You love social work, right?
Sir, I haven't pursued any till now, but I would like to do this.
What is your age?
So my age is 27.
So in 27 years of your life, you haven't done any commendable social work, according to you.
Yes, sir.
And why is that?
Sir, I was since after completing graduation, I was there with the studies, and I did not think on this perception.
Then why do you want to join civil services?
Sir, I want to join civil services because since childhood I was quite inclined towards undertaking a government job because my father is also in government, and then I wanted to work in for diverse field at grassroots level. To undertake multifarious role and activities, I opted for civil services.
Multifarious role or diversity of activities is available everywhere and multiple places. Even if you join a multinational company, they also will offer you diverse roles. If you join NGO, they will offer you diverse roles. Why not that?
Sir, not multinational company because as I already said, I wanted to go for the government services, and for NGO, yes sir, I am trying because recently I have given the Mahatma Gandhi National Research Fellowship Program. I have undertaken that exam, and also I am applying in SEWA. I have sent my resume, so I may undertake those activities also.
Okay, good. You talked about dairy
Yes,
and also tourism.
yes.
What kind of issues tourism industry is facing because of pandemic?
So because of pandemic, as we all know, the movement of the people was restricted, and so tourism was affected because nobody was visiting to the places or iconic destinations because of the shutdown of all the activities. So that is how the tourism sector has been affected.
Tell me one recent happening which will give a boost to Gujarat's tourism industry.
So when UNESCO tagged Dholavira as the heritage site, so that can boost our tourism
It
sector.
is a natural heritage site, cultural heritage site, or which site? Are you aware that World Heritage Site are of 3 kinds?
Yes, sir.
So which kind is Dholavira?
So I do know.
Okay. On what basis World Heritage Site tag is being granted? What are the parameters?
So I'm not aware of the parameters.
You are not aware of the parameters. Have you been to Dholavira?
No, sir.
Have you been to Lothal?
Yes, sir. I visited Lothal Museum once.
Okay. Tell me some peculiar features of Lothal. As a Harappan site.
Okay. Sir, in Lothal, as we know, it is situated on the banks of River Ganga, and then Lothal had a dockyard, and from there the activities, the port activities and trade activities were undertaken.
And okay. Okay. Are you aware of Gujarat government scheme called One Bandhu Kalyan Yojana, Phase 2?
Sir, I know that Bandhu Kalyan Yojana has been undertaken for the interest of the tribal population, but I'm unaware of the components of this scheme.
Being a woman, what do you feel about gender issues in Gujarat? Highlight for me 3 gender issues which you feel are important.
Sir, in Gujarat, the gender issues are the social recognition and empowerment. Women are not socially empowered, and still at the society level, we are not seen at par with men. That is the foremost issue. Then secondly, many of the corporate sector, since Gujarat is a hub for industry and manufacturing, but women-led organization and women-led corporates are low So, in my opinion, the women role in corporate sector has been a little low. And thirdly is the education. The education of at primary level, the gross enrollment ratio is appreciable, but at the secondary level, the gross enrollment ratio is not high, and also in the STEM sector, the women's representation is low.
These are based on your opinion or you have some data to back it up?
Sir,
Any government studies or any other thing that you can tell me on basis of which you're saying that? Because these are things that are generally common across India. Are they not common across India? So I do not know whether you're telling me about India or Gujarat. Do you have any specifics about Gujarat?
sir, I am not. I do not have sufficient data to prove my points.
Okay. Apart from gender issues, any other social problems Gujarat is facing? Prominent ones?
Yes, sir. In Gujarat, the basic issue is we are doing very good at industrial manufacturing, but when it comes to the human development indicators, Gujarat is behind because we can see it ranks 11th in the state's HDI, and that is the HDI. And apart from that, though we have low poverty ratio, but the unemployment rate is high in Gujarat. So these are the two issues we need to.
Despite of being industrialized state, why unemployment rate is high?
So unemployment rate is high because firstly the effect of pandemic has raised the unemployment. That is the recent phenomena. Then other issues are we are not able to sync the education levels with the industrial demands. That is the second thing. And thirdly, the unemployment ratios are high because we are entering into the fourth industrial revolution, so which accelerates the automation and manufacturing. So it will ultimately lead to the higher skilled workers demand, and it will raise the unemployment in unskilled and semi-skilled workers.
Okay. Do you feel that the higher unemployment rate, one of the positive factors behind that is migration, interstate migration? Many people from outside Gujarat, they are coming to Gujarat and they are snatching away jobs of Gujarati people. Do you feel that is happening?
Yes, sir, that may be one of the causes of unemployment. But on the other hand, we also have states which offer cheap labor. So,
Okay. You mentioned about Industry 4.0.
yes, sir.
We are currently going for 4.0 or 5.0? And what is the difference between Industry 4.0 and 5.0? Tell me.
Sir, I do not know the difference between 4.0 and 5.0.
What is 4.0?
4.0 is based on Industrial Revolution 3.0, and apart from that, we are with electronics and computer sciences, and also adopting frontier technologies such as IoT, Internet of Things, artificial intelligence, 3D printing, manufacturing, and 5G technology. So adopting of these technologies in the industrial sector is the fourth industrial sector.
Why are we calling it Industrial Revolution IR 4.0? Why not continue it as IR 3.0? How is this different from IR 3.0? What is the fundamental difference between, because of which we have to find a new name for it?
Because, sir, Industrial Revolution 3.0 was simply utilizing the tools of ICT, and it was based on basically computers and other information and technology tools. Whereas 4.0 is an advanced level of 3.0, where we have expanded the scope of all the computer science tools.
So we can call it Industrial Revolution 3.1. Why are we giving it a separate name of 4.0? If it is just an advancement of computer technology, which form the backbone of IR 3.0, then we should be calling it IR 3.1. And it is just another iteration of.
That's why with the utilization of these country technologies, we can revolutionize the industrial growth, and it will accelerate our economic activities and also provide
What is IoT?
Internet of Things. With for example, we can the use of sensor gadgets or such things.
Okay.
Just sensor gadgets or something else? Can you give an example, real life example, how IoT will revolutionize the way we live?
For example, sir, I have left my home, but at my home the switch of light and fan are on. So once I just left the home and I'm there in my office. So from office I can operate from the computer, from my phone itself, and the switches will be switched off. The lights will be switched off. So
That means mobile app operated AC or mobile app operated lights. That is what you are saying. That was possible way before this IoT thing came up. Have you heard about cyber physical systems? CPS?
No, sir.
No.
Okay. Now, some of the questions that you have answered so far. Okay. Now, tell me what are the major political issues that affect women here in Gujarat? Political sciences was your minor, right?
Yes, sir.
So, are you aware of any political issues that affect women in Gujarat?
So political issues, in my opinion, the representation of women at state legislature is.
Okay. Now, I think I'm done.
Why women reservation bill is pending since last many years? Why Parliament is not passing it? Do you think that there is a deep-rooted patriarchy in the mindset of our politicians? That is the reason?
Sir, deep-rooted patriarchy cannot be the reason, the parliamentarians, because they are the ones who have brought the bill. So they need advancement in the society, but I'm unaware why it is still pending. I have no reason.
Are you aware since how many years it has been pending?
No, sir.
What are the major proposals of that bill? What does it propose?
So it would provide a 33% reservation for women in central legislature and state legislative assemblies, and also it would provide a reservation in government employment and at government institutions.
Okay. One last question. From Gujarat, choose any one district of your choice.
Yes, sir. Ahmedabad.
Okay, Ahmedabad. If for Ahmedabad you have to promote a product in the Indian government's initiative of Vocal for Local, what product that would be?
Sir, I would promote. Sir, is it necessary to take the product of Ahmedabad only? Or?
That's why I gave you a choice of district. Okay, choose any other district.
Sir, cotton.
Okay, and what will be the product?
Cotton ka patola.
Patan ka?
Patola.
Patan ka patola.
Now, what is generally the range of part of the total price range?
So price range is usually higher, maybe in
So, vocal for local, what does that mean? Why we are saying vocal for local? What does it mean?
So vocal for local, here we are emphasizing on promotion of products which are produced locally.
And consumption locally, right?
Yes, sir.
Consumption also locally. You want to promote it among the local population?
No, sir. Not consumption locally, but consumption at local level and also at other levels.
At other levels, that was being done in any case, right? When we are promoting products of Gujarat in other states or abroad and all those things. Why are we saying vocal for local? That means support your local products.
Yes,
who are they asking to do this? They are asking the locals, right?
Yes, sir.
They are asking local people to support the local products. How many people in Gujarat do you think can really afford patolas?
Sir,
Is it primarily sold here in Gujarat, patola sarees, or are they sold in other states and exported?
so usually the patola sarees are exported.
So there is comparatively less consumption of patola sarees within Gujarat, right?
Yes, sir.
Because of the high price points.
Yes, sir.
Okay, Shristy, it was nice talking to you. You wait outside, we'll call you back for feedback.
Okay, sir.
Please, have a seat. So, Shristy, the interview was good. Okay. Your confidence level is above average. It's good.
Yes, sir.
However, there are few things that you can do.
Yes, sir.
Number one is that you need to speak a little louder. Okay. You are speaking too softly, and that gives an impression as if you are nervous.
Yes, sir.
You were nervous, right?
Yes, sir.
So, why were you nervous?
So this is my first interview
Okay.
and I knew that I was not able to give some answers correctly.
So, how was your preparation?
Sir, actually I am still undertaking my preparation क्योंकि सर 20 को है मेरा इंटरव्यू तो उस हिसाब से फिर मैंने मतलब
Okay. आपका अगर 20 को इंटरव्यू है तो भी आपकी तैयारी उससे अच्छी होनी चाहिए. Now, when you are well prepared, you will not be nervous. And you will also not have this issue of not being able to answer. So one is improve your preparation. You need to improve your preparation drastically. You cannot go wrong on basic and fundamentals of issues that should be well known by you. For example, if you look carefully, you have your major in economics, you are a woman, and your minor is in political science. If I draw this Venn diagram, you should expect questions within this. इसके क्वेश्चन जो है कॉमन है ना. As a woman, what are your opinion about economics? What are the economic factors which are affecting women? What are the political factors that affect women? Okay. So ये तीन सब्जेक्ट है जहाँ पे इंटरसेक्शन हो रहा है वो तो आपको अच्छे से आना ही चाहिए. आप GPSC के लिए प्रिपेयर होने जा रहे हैं इंटरव्यू में तो GPSC यानी गुजरात से संबंधित सारी चीजें पता होनी चाहिए. इकोनॉमिक्स में आपने मेजर किया है और ये एक्सेप्टेबल नहीं कि आपको ये नहीं पता है कि फाइनेंशियल ईयर कब शुरू होता है. फाइनेंशियल ईयर 31 मार्च को खत्म होता है. 28 को बजट प्रेजेंट करने की बात आती है. ठीक है, बट अदरवाइज फाइनेंशियल ईयर फर्स्ट हाफ
मार्च फर्स्ट
31 मार्च को खत्म होता है. ओके. सो जितने भी इकोनॉमिक इश्यूज हैं आपको पता है कि कोरोना वाला पैंडेमिक है उसकी वजह से बहुत सारे इकोनॉमिक प्रॉब्लम्स खड़ी हो गई हैं. There are challenges, economic challenges for the country, for state and for people in general. So you can definitely expect questions on these if you are majored in economics. Now your answers by and large are opinions which are not substantiated or based on any known fact or acknowledged fact. What do you mean by acknowledged fact? There is an opinion that a writer or a news journalist may have and he may express it in a newspaper. That is not an acknowledged fact. Acknowledged fact is what the government has said something. So please look at government schemes. Your knowledge of government schemes is very poor. You do not know much about any of the Gujarat government schemes. Okay. I'll give you another chance. Do you know any of the schemes of Gujarat government which are focused primarily at women? Can you give the names of those schemes? Yes. So please brush up your knowledge on these things. Okay, which are the Gujarat government schemes for various segments of society, for various stakeholders within the society, for businesses, entrepreneurs, okay, for socially or economically disadvantaged people, individuals people. Now those schemes will tell you what is the purpose, why those schemes have been created by government, who are the target audience for that scheme, and when you look at why the scheme has been created, you will immediately understand the problem also because there is a problem, that's why there is a scheme. So you will immediately understand that this is a problem. The scheme, the performance of the scheme will also tell you how the government has been handling it. Scheme to launch कर दिया ना? उसका implementation कितना अच्छे से हो रहा है. When you see a problem in implementation, you can start asking yourself what is the problem, why they are not getting good results here. Okay, so the first is that you should start your preparation from it. Start looking at all those government schemes. You said you have applied for GPSC, right?
Yes, sir.
Written exam.
No, sir. Pre-clear.
Pre-clear नहीं हुआ. Okay. तो जब आप यूपीएससी की तैयारी कर रहे थे किससे कर रहे थे? तो यूजिंग योजना पढ़ते थे आप?
नहीं सर.
योजना भी नहीं पढ़ा यूपीएससी की तैयारी हो गई. Very good. So योजना is सेंट्रल गवर्नमेंट का इंफॉर्मेशन ब्यूरो का एग्जाम. जितने आए यूपीएससी की तैयारी करते हैं वो योजना जरूर पढ़ते हैं. इसी वजह से ताकि उनको पता रहे कि गवर्नमेंट के फोकस एरियाज क्या है. वो उनके फोकस एरियाज से जो वहाँ पे प्रॉब्लम है. उसी तरह से गुजरात गवर्नमेंट की वेबसाइट पे जाके आप इस तरह के इंफॉर्मेशन ढूंढ सकते हैं. ओके, सो योर आंसर्स आर टू बी बेस्ड मोर ऑन फैक्ट्स एंड एक्नॉलेज्ड फैक्ट्स. ओके, जिसको गवर्नमेंट ने माना है कि हाँ ये इशू है. जर्नलिस्टिक ओपिनियन पे मत जाइएगा. Journalist opinion in WhatsApp University cannot be a reason or cannot be the source of information for a responsible person, whether it is a responsible citizen or a responsible government servant. ठीक है? Specifics में जिन चीज़ों को आपको जैसे नहीं पता था, आपको रेशियोज नहीं पता है, अनएम्प्लॉयमेंट रेशियोज नहीं पता थे, जीडीपी का क्या है, नंबर्स क्या है, वो आपको नहीं पता है, ग्रोथ या डिक्लाइन के परसेंटेजेस नहीं पता है, क्वार्टर्स में क्या हुआ है. एंड सिमिलरली फॉर द गुजरात. सो प्लीज यू हैव सम टाइम. इन फैक्ट यू हैव लॉट ऑफ टाइम. डोंट वेस्ट इट. ओके, एंड वर्क ऑन इन अ फोकस्ड मैनर. This is your first GPSC interview, right?
Yes, sir.
And this is also your first mock interview.
Yes, sir.
Shristy, Shristy, there are some good points in you, such as your language is quite good, polished. What you wanted to convey, you were conveying it. You know something about everything, and that is good. But as sir has rightly said, substantiate them with facts. Otherwise, they are just merely opinions. Okay, you should be aware of. As if, let us say, you are saying that women are not represented in MNCs. So at least give a number. It's a top position, पे इतने percentage women.
Having opinion is not a problem, but you should be able to substantiate this something. क्योंकि फिर आपसे पूछेंगे आपके opinion का basis क्या है.
सर जैसे पर ये जैसे कॉर्पोरेट में वुमेन का क्या रिप्रेजेंटेशन है सर, इसके नंबर्स तो पता है.
तो इसको थोड़ा और हम पॉलिश कर सकते हैं. Even if you do not know number, तो आप क्या कहेंगे कि सर लोअर रंग पे तो वुमेन है, but टॉप मैनेजमेंट में वुमेन नहीं है. ठीक है, there is a concept called as glass ceiling, है ना, जो मतलब वुमेन को रोकते हैं मिडिल से टॉप पे जाने के. तो ऐसे सब बोलने से थोड़ा बहुत सब्सटेंशिएशन आ जाता है. एग्जैक्ट फैक्ट्स और फिगर तो शायद आपको नहीं याद आएंगे उस टाइम पे, बट एटलीस्ट थोड़ा सा और उसको सब्सटेंशिएट करिए, थोड़े से और स्पेसिफिक पॉइंट्स दीजिए. एक होता है जनरलिस्ट आइडिया और दूसरा होता है स्पेसिफिक पॉइंट्स. एक बार आइडिया देखिए बात थोड़ा से. सर का क्वेश्चन क्या था जहां पे आपने बोला था व्हाट वाज दिस क्वेश्चन, रिकॉल द क्वेश्चन. आई थिंक सर आपका क्वेश्चन था women, या मैंने क्वेश्चन किया था आपको कि women क्या प्रॉब्लम फेस कर रही है गुजरात में. हाँ, then you said that MNCs में नहीं है.
Now this is not a problem in Gujarat at all. In Gujarat MNCs नहीं है. कितनी MNCs है गुजरात? कितने MNCs हैं गुजरात?
मैंने शायद आपको जेंडर इश्यूज का क्वेश्चन पूछा है ना, तो जेंडर इश्यूज में लॉट ऑफ मोर अदर जेंडर इश्यूज. आपने सीधा पहले हाईलाइट क्या किया कि सर कंपनीज में women नहीं है.
वो गुजरात का इशू नहीं है. आप कहीं की बात कहीं पे ला रहे हैं क्योंकि आपने तैयारी नहीं की. आपने गुजरात के बारे में पढ़ा नहीं. आप उसके बारे में डिटेल में पढ़िए. इसके जेंडर इश्यूज क्या है. यहाँ का चाइल्ड सेक्स रेशियो जो है वो काफी स्क्यूड है. ओके,
दैट शुड बी द फर्स्ट पॉइंट.
डाउरी इज एन इशू. डोमेस्टिक वायलेंस इज एन इशू. कास्ट बेस्ड वायलेंस अगेंस्ट वुमेन इज एन इशू. तो ये जो आपने कहीं से उठता जो छोड़ा है वो तो कहीं पे था ही नहीं. That is an issue at national level. That was in corporate sector. MNCs की बात कर रहे हैं. MNCs कितने हैं गुजरात में? They hardly any.
तो आपको क्वेश्चन क्या पूछा है ना, उस पर थोड़ा ध्यान दीजिए. You were asked Gujarat specific जेंडर इश्यूज। तो आपको थोड़ा टाइम लेना है, सोचना है कि गुजरात स्पेसिफिक क्या है, एंड आप पहले कौन सा पॉइंट बोलेंगे, दैट विल मैटर अ लॉट। जैसे गुजरात में सर ने जैसे बताया चाइल्ड सेक्स रेशियो इज द बिगेस्ट इशू जेंडर इश्यूज के अंदर, तो वो पॉइंट आपका सबसे पहला होना चाहिए, करेक्ट? ओके, तालिबान आंसर वाज आल्सो डिसेंट, ठीक है, जो आपको क्वेश्चन पूछा गया। नाउ यू नीड सम इंप्रूवमेंट सच एज, एक तो आपका आई कांटेक्ट इट वाज पुअर इन द सेंस दैट स्पेशली जब मैं आपको क्वेश्चन पूछ रहा था यू वर लुकिंग ओनली एट मी कंटीन्यूअसली। सो आई कांटेक्ट कैसे होना चाहिए आपका कि व्हेन अ पर्सन इज आस्किंग अ क्वेश्चन यू लुक एट हिम, थोड़ा बहुत जब आप आंसर शुरू करते हैं तब भी आप उनकी तरफ देखिए, देन जैसे जैसे आंसर प्रोग्रेस करता है वैसे वैसे आप दूसरे पैनलिस्ट की तरफ भी सॉफ्ट ग्लांसेस पास करिए एंड डोंट लुक हियर एंड देयर, ठीक है? इट shows that you are nervous or you lack some confidence.
क्वेश्चन पूछने के बाद जो आपका रिएक्शन होता है ये जो होता है, ऐसे देखने वाला या बीच में अटकने लगते तो आप ऊपर देखने लगते हो,
वो नहीं करना, ठीक है? क्योंकि कॉन्फिडेंस होता है ना वो हमारी आईज में होता है, ठीक है? और उसको आप इधर उधर लेके जाएंगे तो दैट मींस कि वो पैनल समझ जाएंगे कि यू आर लैकिंग कॉन्फिडेंस और यू आर नर्वस और यू आर इन स्ट्रेस। ओके, डोंट लुक एट द पेपर व्हेन अ पैनलिस्ट इज राइटिंग समथिंग। सर कुछ कर रहे हैं पेपर पे, मैं कुछ कर रहा हूं तो आपका ध्यान फिर मेरी तरफ से या सर की तरफ से पेपर पे चला जाता है। यू बिकम कॉन्शियस कि वो क्या लिख रहे हैं, वो कहीं कुछ नेगेटिव फीडबैक तो नहीं दे रहे हैं या नेगेटिव तो नहीं लिख रहे हैं। सेम आपका जो एक्चुअल इंटरव्यू होगा उसमें भी ऐसे ही होगा, शायद एनालिस्ट के पास में पेन एंड पेपर होगा एंड दे विल राइट समथिंग, एंड अगर आप कॉन्शियस हो गए एंड यू स्टार्ट लुकिंग एट दैट पेपर तो नर्वसनेस विल सेट इन। वो नहीं करना है, यू फोकस ऑन योर जॉब, दैट इज टू गिव आंसर, ठीक है? उस टाइम पे ये मत सोचिए कि what panelists are thinking, what they are writing, कहीं negative feedback तो नहीं दे रहे हैं, like this, ठीक है? Okay, and you are an economic student और financial year का confusion, such a basic question. It was mainly because of nervousness. I get it.
हाँ सर, क्योंकि मुझे पता था कि बजट जो है उसका ये पूरा फाइनेंशियल एनालिसिस, I knew that it was from 1st April.
हाँ। बट मैं वही बोल रहा हूँ, जब आप टेस्ट में आते हैं नर्वसनेस आ जाती है, एट दैट पॉइंट ऑफ टाइम डिस्पाइट ऑफ नोइंग द करेक्ट आंसर आप ब्लंडर करके आते हैं। सो मेन आपको मैनेज करना है ना, अपने स्ट्रेस लेवल को मैनेज करना है। आपका स्ट्रेस लेवल ज्यादा है वो कैसे दिखा था, यू वर क्लेंचिंग योर फिस्ट, आप ऐसे पूरा टाइट
पता लग जाता है सर।
इतना टाइट नहीं बैठना है, यू कैन कीप योर हैंड हियर,
try sit little straighter.
your lower back should touch at the back of the seat, है ना? तो क्या है कि ऑटोमेटिक पोस्चर ठीक हो जाएगा,
ठीक है? So गर्दन ऐसा आगे निकाल के ऐसा एंग्शियस नहीं होना, okay? Sit little straighter, push yourself back, shoulder little back. Nervousness या lack of confidence में एक और हो जाता है कि आपके शोल्डर का मैच हो जाता है, it's very dangerous, okay? And have a slight smile on your face. Not through the interview, but
थोड़ी सी स्माइल होनी चाहिए, जैसे smiling face is always appreciated, but you also should consider the gravity of a question. For example, if sir is asking you something about, let us say, why India's child sex ratio or why Gujarat's child sex ratio is such a low, तो वो serious topic है, तो वहाँ पे आपको smile नहीं करना है, ठीक है? But some light topic या कोई general question आ रहा है तो you can smile, a slight smile, it is appreciated, है ना? आप जैसे आपने पॉलिटिशियन वाले क्वेश्चन को अच्छे से हैंडल किया, when I deliberately asked you that politicians are patriarchal and they have deep-rooted patriarchy, they are deliberately not passing the law. You carefully dealt with that question. और आपने कहा कि नहीं सर वो खुद लेकर आए हैं, they are not that patriarchal. That was good. But when it came to migrant labor, I asked you that labor of other states are responsible for unemployment problem of Gujarat, that they are snatching away jobs. तो आपने बोला कि हाँ सर ऐसा हो सकता है. India is one. You cannot have a stand like this. कि migrant labor are responsible for India's job crisis or Gujarat's job crisis.
But then you must also have a good answer for it. You cannot just recognize that this is not correct.
You should substantiate with sir. There are other reasons such as this. Huh?
You are an economic student. You can always say that mobility of labor is an important factor for economic progress of the country, and it should not be restricted in this manner.
And you should have said that mobility of labor is a support base for growth. और गुजरात का support base वही रहा है for times. Those kind of answers are expected from a student or candidate who has economics major. So अगर आप इन सब areas पे काम करेंगे ना तो your score can easily increase by 10 or 15 at least, and that would be a good number. You get that, right? See, you have an advantage, that is you are a women candidate. GPSC has a reservation for that, 33%.
Yes, sir.
That means if you are a woman and if you have cleared mains, that means there are more chances that you will get selected in the final list. But the only thing is, you should not look underconfident.
And you should not create a blunder. आपकी तैयारी इतनी जो है, जो हमने आपको बताया, ये सारा तैयार करके जाएंगे तो definitely. Are you taking some training for interviews? कहीं से आपको ट्रेनिंग पर तो नहीं दे रहे?
नहीं सर, कुछ भी नहीं, फर्स्ट
नहीं दे रहे। और इससे पहले जीपीएससी के लिए भी कुछ ट्रेनिंग वगैरह लिया था या खुद ही प्रिपेयर किया?
नहीं सर, स्पीकर में
ठीक है, तो आप इन सब एरियाज पे काम करिए, ठीक है? एंड ये जो है वो प्रैक्टिस से ही इंप्रूव होगा. बी कॉन्शियस ऑफ ऑल ऑफ दिस फ्लॉज व्हिच यू हैव एंड देन स्टार्ट प्रिपेयरिंग फॉर इट. और गुजरात स्पेसिफिक नॉलेज आपका बहुत लैकिंग है. आपका प्रिपरेशन मुझे लग रहा है यूपीएससी स्पेसिफिक ज्यादा है, ठीक है? दैट इज गुड. बट गुजरात स्पेसिफिक भी जैसे स्कीम्स वगैरह पता होनी चाहिए, स्टैटिस्टिक्स पता होनी चाहिए, गुजरात स्पेसिफिक इश्यूज पता होने चाहिए. वोकल फॉर लोकल में फर्स्ट यू चोज डिस्ट्रिक्ट अहमदाबाद में प्रोडक्ट कौन सा है वही नहीं पता है.
आप अभी कहीं काम भी कर रहे हैं क्या? अरे वर्किंग समवेयर?
नो सर,
सिर्फ इसी में फिर उसके हिसाब से तो आपका प्रिपरेशन अच्छा नहीं है. वैसे इसी को कर रहे हैं, बाकी जो कैंडिडेट देख रहा है उनके कंपैरिजन में आपको बहुत अच्छा नहीं है. बट आपके पास समय है 20-25 पर, आपको इसकी रिकॉर्डिंग मिलेगी जो हम आपको फीडबैक दे रहे हैं, ठीक है? उसको आप अच्छे से देखिए. अपना खुद का इंटरव्यू आपको उसमें देखने को मिलेगा, आपको खुद समझ में आएगा. तो हमने फीडबैक दिया है, कुछ रिकॉर्डिंग में आपको नजर आएगा, सबको मिला जुला के एक अच्छी सी तैयारी कीजिए और आप जरूर पास होंगे. अगर तैयारी आपने अच्छे से की. अभी हमारी तरफ से जो मार्क्स हैं 50 से 55 के बीच में हम आपको रेट कर रहे हैं. लेकिन अच्छे से अगर आपने ये सारे पॉइंट्स पे ध्यान दिया है तो 10 से 15 मार्क आपके जरूर बढ़ेंगे.
यू आर 65 प्लस कैंडिडेट, ठीक है?
तो आपके चांसेस बहुत बढ़ रहे हैं. लेकिन ये चीजें आपने करनी है. समय है आपके पास, 15-20 दिन है आपके पास, उसमें अच्छे से करो.
आपके माइंड में और कोई क्वेरी है, कोई क्वेश्चन, कंफ्यूजन? ठीक है,
डिमोरलाइज क्यों हो गए? सडनली के डिमोरलाइज क्यों हो गए? क्या हो गया?
डोंट गेट डिमोरलाइज. सी, ये जो फीडबैक है इसलिए दिया गया है सो दैट यू इंप्रूव. हम लोग आपको फॉल्स वो दे सकते हैं कि सब कुछ बेटर है, ठीक है? लेकिन हमें इंप्रूवमेंट तो करना पड़ेगा ना. और ये क्रिटिकल
हमारे साथ से मेहनत कर रही है.
सर 2017
3 साल हो गए, 4 साल. अभी लास्ट के 15 दिन की मेहनत की कमी की वजह से ये मौका चूकना नहीं चाहिए. इसलिए हम आपको बता रहे हैं. हमें पता है हर कैंडिडेट भी यहाँ बहुत मेहनत करता है और समय से मेहनत करना है. उसके परिवार की आशाएं से, खुद की आशाएं उसके साथ जुड़ी हुई हैं. इसलिए हम चाहते हैं कि आप सक्सेसफुल हो. इसलिए आपको फीडबैक दिया, ठीक है? अभी फोकस तरीके से तैयारी करो, जरूर होगा.
और सर एक और इंटरव्यू शेड्यूल
कर सकते हैं. देखिए अभी तो मैं प्रॉमिस नहीं करूंगा, ठीक है? बट आप इस वीकेंड के लिए एक बार कॉल करिएगा. तो अगर कोई स्लॉट होगा तो विल श्योरली फिट यू इन, क्योंकि आप 65 प्लस कैंडिडेट हैं एंड आई बिलीव कि आप थोड़ा सा इंप्रूव करेंगे ना तो हो जाएगा, ठीक है? बहुत ज्यादा डिमोरलाइज होने की जरूरत नहीं है. यू आर नॉट दैट 20, 30 या 40 मार्क्स कैंडिडेट, ठीक है? सिर्फ थोड़ा सा स्ट्रेस लेवल दिखता है आपके बॉडी लैंग्वेज में, वो नहीं दिखना चाहिए बिकॉज़ यू आर गोइंग टू बी ब्यूरोक्रेट.
यस
तो वो इंप्रूव करना है, ठीक है? और भी 3-4 क्वेश्चन लिख लीजिए जो प्रोबेबल है, जो करंट में चल रहे हैं और आपको पूछे जा सकते हैं. जैसे एक फिक्स टर्म एम्प्लॉयमेंट का क्वेश्चन है एज योर इकोनॉमिक्स मेजर, तो वो आपको पूछ सकते हैं. ये वन बंधु कल्याण योजना जो आपने आंसर नहीं दिया, दैट इज अ वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट स्कीम. 1 लाख करोड़ रुपए गुजरात गवर्नमेंट स्पेंड करने का सोच रही है, ठीक है? दैट इज वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट स्कीम.
इकोनॉमिक वाले जो entrepreneurship वाले related है जैसे vibrant गुजरात है, इसके details आपको पता होनी चाहिए। ज़्यादा नहीं तो कम से कम ये कि भाई पिछली vibrant गुजरात में कितना commit हुआ था।
लेकिन आ नहीं रहा है, कमिट हुआ है लेकिन आ नहीं रहा है। मतलब कमिटमेंट तो होता है लाखों करोड़ों का, लेकिन ऑन ग्राउंड इन्वेस्ट नहीं होता है। क्या रीजंस हैं?
थोड़ा सा उसके figures ध्यान में और reasons बता रहे लेकिन political reason नहीं दे रहे। उसको avoid करें।
एंड गुजरात की सोशल प्रॉब्लम्स उसके बारे में तो इन डेप्थ पता होना चाहिए अलॉन्ग विद फैक्ट। और अभी तो हमने बहुत सारे स्टैटिस्टिक्स नहीं पूछी आपसे, अगर वो भी पूछे चाइल्ड सेक्स रेशियो तो यू शुड बी क्विक टू आंसर कि हां सर दिस इज द चाइल्ड सेक्स रेशियो। ठीक है, अभी मैंने एलएफपीआर नहीं पूछा, लेबर फोर्स पार्टिसिपेशन रेट, आर यू अवेयर ऑफ दैट? नहीं है। आप एलएफपीआर जानते हैं कितना है गुजरात का?
नहीं सर।
हां,
तो फिर नंबर से ज़्यादा पता होना चाहिए।
प्रोमिनेंट कोई आपसे बहुत इन डेप्थ नहीं पूछेगा, बट प्रोमिनेंट
आपसे तो अहमदाबाद डिस्ट्रिक्ट की पॉपुलेशन है। गुजरात में डिस्ट्रिक्ट्स कितने हैं?
Okay, so work on all these areas. Yes, from our side.
ऐसे बस नहीं हो जाना, थोड़ा सा अच्छा नहीं हुआ तो इतना बस नहीं हो जाना कि आ जाए, ठीक है?
Demoralize नहीं होना है कभी भी लाइफ में, ठीक है ना? Confidence और lack of confidence, everything is in our mind. ठीक है सृष्टि? तो हम अपने माइंड को जिस तरीके से ट्रेन करेंगे ना, तो वैसे वो बिहेव करेगा। ठीक है, so train for being confident.
जितनी अच्छी तैयारी होगी उतना कॉन्फिडेंस रहेगा। तैयारी पे ध्यान दो। All the best.
All the best.
God bless.